Okay, hello everybody. Good afternoon. I'm Gina Terusio.
I'm Alicia.
Hi, Alicia. And with us today are two awesome people, Mark and Lynn Kindlespire from Palouse Empire Gymnastics. Hi, guys. How are you?
Doing well, thank you.
Good, good. Happy. It's a Monday afternoon, sort of fall-like outside. Kind of awesome, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you look like maybe you're not happy that the summer's sort of leaving already.
Well, we have nice falls on the Palouse too. Those warm days and cool nights are pretty special.
I agree. I agree. So, Palouse, Mark, what? Were you going to say something?
Oh, I was just going to say that when the fall hits, like we have to say goodbye to watermelons and then we trade it in for pumpkins, and it's just kind of a bad trade. But we'll take it.
It's not the same. I agree.
It's not the same. It's not the same.
That might be the only downside of fall that I can tell, other than raking leaves and how tired you are after about 5 minutes, where your hands are sore and you can't breathe and all of that. But yeah, watermelons. I agree with you. That's a downer. So tell us about your business. What is Palouse Empire? If I go into Palouse Empire Gymnastics, what happens?
You see a lot of children bouncing around.
Good.
Yeah. Let's see. Palouse Empire Gymnastics celebrated its 30th birthday. Actually, March 15th, ironically, was our 30th anniversary. Mark and I have been involved since the early 90s when we were in college.
Yeah.
And so we just kind of worked there as young college students and then eventually worked our way in towards ownership.
Awesome. 30 years. You guys, that's cool. That's cool. You were tiny babies when you were in this business, weren't you?
Yeah, right.
20s.
20s. Yeah. 20s.
I skipped past my favorite question and I want to go back and do it anyway because I want people to know the power behind Palouse Empire Gymnastics. Tell us about you guys. Separate from the business. Tell us about you, please.
Well, let's see. I am a mother of two beautiful children, and we have a dog and a kitten that we adopted. And what else?
Your degrees. Like, what do you?
I have a degree in recreation management and a minor in business from Seattle Pacific University. And I grew up in Port Angeles, Washington, so kind of out on the coast.
That's perfect for what you do.
Yeah. Wasn't the plan. My original plan was to work on a cruise ship until I realized I got seasick. And then,
and then me.
Yeah. And then I met him and we stayed here.
So Mark, what about you?
I went to WSU in the 90s, and I have a degree in elementary and special education. And so one of the nice things is coaching at the gym was a lot of practical experience when I was getting my ed degree. And so I was able to use that practical experience in a pretty fun way. And I taught in the schools for a couple of years. And the gym was just getting kind of, really busy and just couldn't do both. So decided to do that full time. So it's nice because you create a whole culture. So you're like a janitor and you're a business person, you're a principal, you're a teacher, you just do a little bit of everything, which is really fun. And I also get to use power tools, like at the hammer drill. So I get to do like fun kind of manly stuff like that too. So it's nice.
Okay, first of all, you two might be the only couple that I know that are actually using degrees that they got. I'll admit, I have a landscape architect degree, totally not even touching it these days. It makes me just totally laugh, Mark, that you felt like you had to throw in the manly part too, because running a business will drain one person. And if you've got somebody that can be there to back you up to run power tools if need be, oh man, that's awesome. So I think it's a good thing. So tell me what happens now. Can I take lessons? Do you have people like me come there? If you have just little kids bouncing around, is there a chance for grown-ups to bounce around too?
Well, we usually encourage our grown-ups to start with yoga.
Oh.
So if you haven't taken like if you weren't a former gymnast and you still have those tricks in your bag, we usually try to steer towards yoga because it's more gentle on the joints, and going upside down is not always the best for adults. So if you're really into yoga and you feel comfortable with those inversions and headstands and that kind of stuff, and then we usually entertain coming into the gym and adding a little bit more dynamic movement to those things.
Bladders are not the same as you get older and you bounce on trampolines.
So, yeah.
We'll leave it at that.
Yeah, I'm cracking up how gently Lynn told me that you're not allowed in the big kid gym until you're ready.
Well,
that was really sweet of you, Lynn. Thank you for gently. What cracks me up about that is that I do think there is something to that, because there's like this lack of fear as a little person. And man, if you can turn up, my kids used to it would scare me like every day. They're awake and trying to turn upside down and flip around and jump. And I can tell you, I don't think that I was challenged with that kind of thing. I haven't been for probably 30 years wanting to jump and go upside down. Who wants to go upside down?
My furniture will never be the same for my children. Jumping, flipping.
for sure.
Do you have classes? Do you have individualized things? Tell me about what you offer.
Yeah, so right now we're trying to offer a little bit of everything for everyone's comfort levels.
Good.
So we do have private lessons for those that feel most comfortable with that. And then we have small group classes right now. We've reduced our class density in the gym and also the number of students in each class. So we have that going on as well.
Yeah. So
My kids loved, they just did private lessons for a couple of weeks and they loved it. We were using our tokens from.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good.
They keep telling me they want to keep going back. I need to get them signed up again.
Great.
So I'm hearing number one, that it's fun for kids, because Alicia's kids are fun, but they are tough little cookies. And if they didn't like it, there would be no coming back moment there. But I also hear a little bit of a mental health component to what you do too. And I'm joking in that it's probably good for Alicia to have some time away from the kids, mental health. But I do think there's something about activity and staying active and staying, moving around that I think is really good. What do you think about that?
Cartwheels, life skills through cartwheels is basically what we do. And it's put even a premium on it, even more so now with COVID and kids just not being able to socialize in a normal way. And it's amazing when you see kids come in for the first time and they haven't like done anything, and you can just see their face like light up, like, wow, oh, it's just so good for them. And so, yeah, it's been a blessing in disguise to be able to offer a program where these kids can do things that are not only good for them physically, but also emotionally in their, in social aspects. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and I think for us as teachers too, I know that we were closed for about 6 to 8 weeks before we brought some kids back in. And when we brought the kids back in, like, we noticed a difference, just in our own health and outlook. And I can only imagine the public school teachers who had to wait all the way until the last couple of weeks ago. They were probably just so anxious to get to working with their kids again. So
yeah, I think the blessing in disguise, at least that I figured out, is you do something for almost 30 years. Too much of anything can kind of be a bad thing, and then you get this break where I'm not allowed to coach right now. I don't get to do that, and I've done it since I coached when I was a teenager, and it just really reinforces the love you have for something. Like, wow, I don't get to do this anymore. I'm so blessed to be able to do what I love to do. And anyway, it was a really good reminder, kind of a resurgence of, I love this.
Yeah.
Thank goodness. Yeah.
Wow.
I like that silver lining. That's
There's
yeah. I like that we're kind of getting there a little bit. We're starting to see some of that, the irrepressible spirit in people being able to come out a little now that we've realized, or we're not on the other side of it, but we're coming through the bulk of it. So what piece of equipment do the kids go for first?
Trampoline.
Trampoline.
Yeah, trams.
Yep.
For sure.
Stereo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Trampoline, always. Really?
Yeah.
always.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's fun. That tumble track is fun.
Hmm.
It is. It's nice. It gives the kids so much spatial awareness and body control. You really don't realize just that how much muscle stability it takes to bounce. Sometimes, kids will start bouncing and you see the head kind of bobbling and the abs are going all over and you're like, okay, we got to work on this, and trying to jump in one place or keep their eyes focused.
It helps
There's a
visualize.
lot of different things can be done with jumping on a trampoline when it's done correctly and safe.
Mhm. Yeah, and the in-ground tumble track is really nice too because it's in ground, so it's flush with the ground, so you can't really fall off of it, which is
Yeah.
nice.
That'd be me right there. I need to have the one with the bumpers, like a bowling alley. Just put those up and let me loose.
We can set this up. We have enough matting. We can totally go all the whole length of it and be fun.
I would do it. I would do it just because I'm such fans of you guys. But man, I don't know. I wouldn't want any cell phones or anybody to remember anything. It'd have to be one of those Men in Black things that I could zap your memory with afterwards.
I was gonna say I'd pay to see it. We could do a fundraiser or something.
Oh. No. So I'm hearing, it's interesting. There's so much more to gymnastics just in this 5 minutes with you guys so far that has, it's mobility. So it's almost, it seems to me almost, again, I'm going to sound a little self-serving, but it should be a whole lifespan of practicing gymnastics. Because just even, I was remembering my trainer at North Idaho Athletics saying you need to sit on this ball, the body ball, and bounce for a while and then bend over backwards and then move. And you find all kinds of muscles, but it's all about mobility and all about the ability to walk safely on the ice and the whole just
Foundation,
Yeah.
foundation of sport is really what it is.
Yeah. It's, gymnastics is the original sport of everything. When you go back and look at the ancient Greeks, and they're, climbing ropes and balancing and all of that. And it was called gymnastics before it was called track and field, but, it's just, it encompasses everything, the whole body, mentally as well. And I think what's kind of fun about it is you're trying to manipulate your body around the equipment rather than manipulating the equipment itself. So it's not the moving the ball or the bat, it's how does my body function around the balance beam or the bars. And so it's
Or the trampoline.
or the trampoline. Yeah. So that's a little bit different.
Oh, that's cool. So what do you want to, what's coming in? I'm going to say 2021. I'm optimistic about October, November, and December going fast. Out of 20. What's 2021 for you? Get to expand your class sizes? What's your thought? What are you going to do?
I think we're going to kind of keep plugging away with where we're at. I think we found kind of a nice rhythm with where we're at. We've had to, like I said, we've made some adjustments and we've had to adapt. So although we had to close our second facility at the end of August, that's just part of adapting. And you got to do what you got to do in business, and that's what we did. Hopefully somewhere down the road we'll be able to offer another space like our Gym Kids space.
Yeah.
But I think getting through the school year, I think we're just going to kind of keep kind of plugging away with where we're at and see what happens with the world health and situation, and see what we got to do. So right, usually a planner. I usually have lots of events going on. We have open houses. We have gymnastics competitions. We're always thinking about 3 months, 4 months ahead.
Yeah.
And so right now I'm more in the adaptation mode. So something happens and we respond. And I think that is, not stressing out over that, but becoming quick to respond at the best we can for our community and for our clients is where we've got to focus right now.
Yeah. I agree. I totally agree with that. I do think at some point we'll get back to closer to normal. I
Yeah.
don't know if we get normal again, the way it was, but I don't know, maybe I'll be surprised. I hope. I think there will be a time when we don't have to wear masks anymore.
Yeah, that would be lovely. Yeah.
That would be nice.
Yeah. I think if the world can pull off the Olympics, I think that might be our, grand celebration if we can get to that kind of an event again.
Yeah.
But
Sure.
we'll have to see what happens in the next few months.
Yeah.
So are
So
you guys marketing during this time? What marketing events and stuff are you having?
For marketing, we're not doing any events right now. We've done a lot of just word of mouth in our own database for the most part. So we're kind of just laying low on that because we don't want to have like a huge influx that we can't handle it. So there's so much, so many factors that go into what we've had to do. We've had to take out equipment. We've had to redo our lesson plans. We've had to change how we teach because we're spotting less. There was a lot of different factors went into what we had to do in order to reopen in the first place.
Sure.
So we want to make sure that everyone feels comfortable, our clients feel comfortable, our staff feels comfortable with that. So we're, just kind of, like I said, going gently, or carefully and cautiously. That's our kind of our terms right now. And the nice thing is the classes that we are offering, we're doing pretty good. We have about 175 to 200 students per week, which is about 50% of what we normally do.
Oh, wow.
But we have, like I said, we've adapted, so we don't have as many staff and as many classes. So for marketing, I do a little bit of Facebook, but mostly it's just reaching out to our current database because we know they've been in the facility before and we know they've trusted us before. And so we'll start with that. But we do have new students too. So that's been great.
Yeah.
Your facility was very, very clean. It smelled very clean and it looked very clean. It was very pleasant.
Well, good. There's gallons of bleach stored away. So we are trying to do the best we can. There's a lot of surfaces to clean. So
You did awesome. You're doing
great.
awesome.
Thank you.
I didn't even think about spotting being not there as often. The few times I tried gymnastics, I needed all the spotters I could get. You'd never stop and think about that. Wow. Well, I'm glad that at least 200 of our, go ahead, Mark.
Yeah. Oh, no, you're okay. One of the things that has changed a lot though is over the years is we have so many different tools like tramps and shapes and mats, and we really can coach and do a lot of teaching with no spotting. And it's honestly almost better for the kids' confidence not to be spotted on things. There's a few tricks that it's really hard to get around, like you just got to spot it the first couple of times. But for the most part, we can teach a lot without having to spot, which is really nice, just because of the tools that we have. So and be very, very safe. Like we have a belt over our trampoline. So you want to learn your back handspring. Well, we just put you in the belt, and we can stand off the trampoline hanging onto a rope, and they're
And you're fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So in that regard, we really do have a lot of nice tools. So that's a good thing. So you still can learn a lot. So
Nice.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, we've had to get creative too. Adversity is.
I mean, it actually, I would say the summer has been the most fun we've had in like 20 years. And I know that sounds crazy, but with adversity, I mean, comes creativity. With creativity comes, a new experience. And so we have come up with so many new games for kids to play in the gym because you have to have your 6 feet. Anyway, yeah. And we had so much fun. The kids have just I don't know, we had one mom text me the other night, and her daughter was crying, and her mom goes, "Why are you crying?" She goes, "I just feel so blessed that I get to have time here. It is so much fun." It was just the sweetest thing ever. I'm like, oh. So yeah, the creativity has been really fun, and it's energizing because we're doing new stuff. So we probably wouldn't have had to come up with these new ideas because we didn't need to. And so
Yeah.
anyway, that's kind of been the hidden blessings. We get to do something new, which is cool.
Yeah.
So
You know, after 23 minutes of talking to you guys, I don't worry about you anymore. You're just irrepressible. This is awesome. I love the enthusiasm. Even that you've had to go through the pain, and I know it has been, and you're at 50% of what you used to be. Look at you, how excited you are about it.
it's fun.
It's refreshing. It's refreshing.
Yeah, well, yeah, I think the scariest thing for us is doing what we love to do at the time, you know, in that first month or two when we had to shut down, and those thoughts of, do I have to do something other than what I already love to do? Like, do I have to figure something else out? I mean, I would figure it out, but it's like, but I already found what I love doing. Like, why would I want to like be forced to have to find something else? But those have gone away. We don't have to think about that as much anymore. Which is
Good. So you're looking back, you're sitting, no, you're not sitting, you're standing. You just got done doing all kinds of cool gymnastics and you were coaching them, Mark, and you're standing on the coast, okay? And you say, you know, I really like that couple that came to us and started talking about buying our gymnasium from us. What do you think we ought to tell them? What's your message to them?
you're going to work hard and have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Like,
What about, so you guys have never had any trouble with accounting software or suppliers? Oh, I was listening. Yeah.
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 I think on the business, he's on, you know, have fun, you know, work hard, have fun. I think on the business side of things,
Yeah.
I say, you know, get to know your community. I think that's probably the most important, at least in Moscow. So just knowing your community, knowing what people are looking for, knowing, you know, schedules, you know, just what else is going on in the community. Be
Yeah.
aware of library time and toddler time and all these other things so that you know what people are doing and how you can fit into that, you know, schedule in the community.
Yeah, that is a good idea because right after story time, they're going to need to burn off some energy. I wish I would have known about you. That was really a monkey. You would have been great. This again, now, I'm not saying this because it's Monday afternoon and I've only really been working for about 6 hours. This is such a positive, wonderful last half an hour, you guys. What fun. I can't wait till my grandbabies are old enough to actually walk consistently. I know exactly where I'm going to come drop them off at. I'm so happy to have had this time with you. Now, tell us about website, social media, phone numbers. How do we get a hold of you or if we're all excited?
Yeah, you can find us at PalouseEmpireGymnastics.com.
Okay.
Pretty simple there. We do have a phone. That's 208-882-6408. Good old-fashioned landline. So you do have to call and leave a message there. We are on Facebook and as well. So you can just look there and kind of see what's going on.
Awesome. Awesome, you guys. Thank you. Thank you for the positive sunshine behind the clouds kind of moment, guys. I appreciate it very much. Have a very good afternoon. And again, I am Gina Terusio.
I'm Alicia.
And this has been Latah 411, where we show you the awesome pieces and businesses and people in Latah County, Idaho. Thanks again.
thank you.